Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload! This is going to be a best of 5 series between Zest and TY, starting with game number 1 on Newkirk Precinct from Katowice 2016. And let's get right on into it. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player, Zest. Oh, so many people love Zest. And in the bottom right side of the map, a very terrifying Terran player, it is TY. Dang, this guy is good. This guy is good at StarCraft 2. Zest is also terrifying as well. So this should be a pretty excellent PvT best of 5 here. Again, not your favorite matchup. People do tend to not like it as much as the others, but I still have enough PvT fans I feel okay casting PvT, because you know what? All matchups deserve to be recognized. The mirror matchups, obviously, don't get as much love as anything else, which is really too bad, because I try to find the mirror matchups that are amazing. The ZVZs that aren't just Ling Rushes, and the TVTs that aren't just Marine Tank, and the PvPs that aren't just Stalker Disruptor. I try to find the ones that are different in some way, because you've seen all those. You've seen the ones that are standard mirror matchups, right? You know what you expect most of the time, but I try to cast the ones that have a bit of a difference to them. TY is going Rack Series, got his refinery out, gas coming in very nicely. We'll have too much gas, well, not too much, more than enough gas for a Reaper is probably the better way to say that. Nevertheless, he still could go Reaper, even though Reaper do not have that much success against Protoss. I do have my Reaper name list ready to go regardless, just in case that is what we get. An expansion on the way from Zest. First assimilator up, cybernetics core up, and second assimilator up next of all. A very, very standard opening out of Zest. Very safe if that's what you're looking for as a Protoss player. Just do what Zest did right there. It is a Reaper. The Reaper's name is Beauregard Chalmers, a southern gentleman who prefers to hunt the most dangerous game, Protoss, in the most dangerous way. With a Reaper. Holy smokes, this dude's going after Protoss in a Reaper suit. He's either he has a death wish or he just wants to feel alive. Just wants to feel alive again. He's super rich. He's a southerly gentleman. He really hasn't felt alive for many, many years. And so he's going to risk his life in hopes of getting his heart rate up in some way. So here we go, Beauregard Chalmers. Perhaps a super descendant of a Superintendent Chalmers, or Super Nintendo Chalmers as Ralph calls him in The Simpsons. But here he comes, Beauregard, sneaking on in here. SCV doing some forward scouting for him. That's very nice. Getting some shots off on this Nexus, which, I mean, it's a futile attempt there. The shields will come back on the Nexus. There's really nothing to kill. There are no probes. So, I mean, just kind of more of an exercise in shooting his guns than anything else for Mr. Beauregard. Adept up here, trying to make sure if the Reaper comes back in, he's in trouble. Yeah, Mothership Core plus Adept plus Photon Overcharge from that Mothership Core. It's just a lot. It's a lot to handle here. Stargate opening, though, out of Zest. Got Oracle names ready to go as well. This could be a pretty good series for Oracle names and Reaper names. I still have a lot of Reaper names. Hold off on those, please. I know some of you love those Reaper names, like submitting them, and I appreciate it. But if I have too many, then I'll never get through, and then people's names won't be used ever, and they'll be sad, and it's just, I want people to feel like they are valued and their opinions are cherished on the Falcon Paladin channel, because they are. Because they are. Okay, Raven opening out of TY. I love this, and it is an Oracle coming from Zest. It could be two, but we'll name this one. This Oracle's name is Manfred. Manfred the Oracle, as Beauregard's getting chased by an Adept here in the middle of the map. Manfred, I'm not sure is a female name entirely, but you know what? Let's just not be restrictive here, right? Anybody can have any name that they want. Oh, Adept really wants to kill this Reaper. Look out, Mr. Beauregard. Yeah, Beauregard Chalmers still alive. Still alive. Has no kills. Running for his life from this Adept. He feels alive, man. He feels it. He's not successful in his hunting trip, but he's had to run. He's had to run, which is wonderful. Tank on the way from TY. Adept can get 2 shots off on a Reaper. Will 3-shot a Reaper. Oh, look out. Beauregard, no! Depths are here, and oh, Mothership Core finishes him off. Meanwhile, Manfred sneaking on over to the main base of TY. There are a bunch of Marines on the ground, a lot of Marines on the ground, and there's a Raven here too. So, I mean, you killed 1 Marine? Is that what you did there, Manfred? Yes, killed 1 Marine, otherwise just kind of hanging out at this point in time. Raven running around about stuff as well. Okay, I have a Patreon question. So those of you who are subscribers to Patreon, first of all, I love you very much. Even at the $1 a month level, that helps so much. Helps so much keeping these casts going. But I was wondering if I did like 1 or 2 additional cheese compilations per month and made them only available to patrons at any level, right? If you donate $1 a month, I love it. You can have the cheese compilation. If you donate more, that's even better. I'll cast your games at the $10 level, for example. But let me know. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in doing that. I put a poll up on Twitter last week. Got some good responses there. But I just want to make sure that everybody who watches my casts will get that. I'll probably have to ask the same question in the next cheese compilation because everybody seems to watch those as well. So yeah, again, just if there's an extra cheese compilation per month, would you be willing to pay $1 or more a month for that? If so, let me know. If not, let me know as well. So we got Phoenix here assisting Manfred the Oracle to do some stuff inside the Terran base, but there are so many Marines on the ground, and they don't have stim, they don't have combat shield quite yet, but they're still unupgraded Marines are pretty good anti-air at this stage of the game. Third Nexus is done for Zest though. Whoa! Third Nexus is looking happy for Zest. Terran player hasn't really mounted any kind of an assault on Zest yet, but they do like to hit about that 7-minute timing, so we'll see if TY can hit that. He's got Medivacs, he's got Widow Mines on the way. He's got Combat Shield and +1 attack and Stim on the way where they should be done at the 7-minute mark, so timing's working out here for TY. SCV trying to build a supply depot, does get killed, but does finish his mission in building a supply depot. The supply depot wall is going to be at the front in case the depths show up and try to murder things. The high Phoenix count is telling TY that, yeah, this is going to be an adept Phoenix type thing. I need to nip this in the bud. If I can survive past about the 11-minute mark, I'll be just fine. And I don't think he'd be worried at this point at all. He's got Revelation on his Marines, and he's moving across the map anyway. Hey, you want to know when I'm coming? Here I am, Zest. I'm coming across the map right now. What you got? Phoenix and Oracle trying to pick off reinforcements, but TY's too smart for that. He's not leaking reinforcements across the map one by one to get killed by these units. Single scouting Marine does get murdered by a bunch of Adepts, and that cements it. That cements it for TY. There are, in fact, going to be 100 Adepts and 47 Phoenix in my face here in the next couple of minutes or so. It's not that many, but sometimes that's what it feels like. Have you ever seen the videos, StarCraft 2, that's what it feels like, or like what it is versus what it feels like? Some guy was doing those, man, months ago now probably. Haven't seen one for a while. Auto turret dropping inside the main base. This Raven doing some stuff, man. But then the Phoenix catch up to it and murder it. But that Raven had 8 kills. Holy cow, auto turret's good. Possibly a Hunter Seeker there as well. But anyway, what it was, the first thing is what it is, right? So Widow Mine dropped, and it's like, couple probes died, yada, yada, yada. And what it feels like, the Widow Mines like blow up the whole base. They just had a lot of fun with a map editor and unit editor that way. Widow Mines firing, oh, killing Manfred. Good Widow Mine positioning there by TY by this base next to his main. That's kind of what it's like though, right? Adepts and Phoenix show up to your base as Terran, and it feels just like an overwhelming force, but it's not really that bad, right? Not really that bad. Here comes the drop by TY. 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Dropping on this high ground area here on this map, which means you can hold the ramp or just go right after the main base if that's what you want. Killing pylons, trying to depower a lot of stuff here with these 2 pylon deads, and they get it. Depowering the Twilight Council, depowering a warp gate, halting the +1 armor upgrade here for the Protoss player. Can't lift off because there are a million Phoenix here. This whole drop's going to get taken out pretty easily by the Phoenix and the Adept combination, but Liberators and Widow Mines showing up at Zest third base. Marines and Widow Mines and Marauders following it behind here. A whole bunch more Adepts coming in. Photon overcharge, double photon overcharge, keeping everybody at bay. We do, in fact, have a resonating glaives done for the Adepts as well. Coming right on into this Terran army and finishing the transfer, going right on top. Not worrying about the Phoenix at all. The Phoenix, or no, the Liberators at all. Phoenix are taking down the Liberators. And Adept taking a lot of Widow Mine shots to the face, but guess what? Won the battle. Won the battle. Did Zest. There are still 6 Widow Mines sitting here just outside the third base of Zest, but counterattacking now is our Protoss player. He's up 110 to 100 total supply. It's not a huge advantage, but he's trying to take advantage of it anyway. Perhaps going to go, he's checking for a third base from TY. There's not a third base from TY yet. TY might be in trouble here. Widow Mines do fire, killing a couple Phoenix walking across the map. Adepts waltzing right on in here. Oh, beautiful job. Adepts getting surrounded by SCVs and Marines and Marauders, though. Not sure the Adepts want to be here. The Phoenix assisting would have been nice, but nope. They didn't get their 10 SCVs murdered during that battle. 60 to 42 Harvesters now. The Protoss player is up and feeling fine. Widow Mine gets taken out by Zest Adept before it can actually burrow and get another shot off there. We do have a Widow Mine drop here inside the main base of TY. Has already killed 3 probes. What is killing more probes? How are we up to 5 now? Widow Mine. I have to assume it's Widow Mines. Widow Mine gets lifted and killed there by the Phoenix. And TY still alive. Still alive. Is making a third base here, which he can lift and land at some point. He's not going to be behind forever and ever. Widow Mine's almost killing that Mothership Core, but I feel like that might have been intentional, allowing the Mothership Core to soak up the damage, which she can do better than Phoenix can do. Killing a retreating medevac there as well was Zest, and we're still kind of locked in Mortal Kombat here. Resources lost at this point, about 7,000 for the Protoss and 5,000, possibly 6 for TY. Oh, there's a Widowmine back here in the natural base that Zest keeps sacrificing drones to, because he doesn't have a robotics facility yet. That's actually pretty good. Pretty good idea there by TY. He's using a lot of Widowmines, because if you're going for this Phoenix Adept type play, you need a Twilight Council and you need a Stargate. You don't really have the ability to tack on a robotics facility there as well. So Widowmines are pretty brilliant choice. Third base here, Marines Marauders defending, a million Adepts showing up though. Phoenix in the sky, +1/+1 done on those Adepts, a +1/+1 done for the Terran army as well. Standing right on in here are the Adepts. No, they're retreating. They are retreating. They're standing. Oh, they might actually finish this transfer if it allows them to kill these SCVs. Nope, canceling it and drawing TY back. A brilliant move there by Zest, but the top clock is ticking. We're at 11 minutes. The further this goes on, the more we're stuck on Adept Phoenix for Zest, and the more effective the Terran army is against this composition. Widowmine burrowing itself at a 4th base location for Zest. Widowmine takes down the probe who wanted to build that 4th base, completely dead. Dead in the water now. 3rd base up and running for TY. 50 to 51 harvesters. TY is up there again in worker count. What do we got? Adepts here in the natural base trying to kill some stuff, getting mowed down after killing 2 SCVs. Probably not the most cost-efficient maneuver by Zest, but still keeping the Terran player in his base for a little while longer is not bad. Zest is continuing to make Phoenix, continuing to make Adepts. TY coming back home with a medevac, loaded up with a Widowmine. Liberators defending this 3rd base as well, and this 4th base under construction now for TY. Can't really land anywhere nearby without killing a pylon, which is going to be Zest's indication that a 4th base is on the way. Same story here with TY. He has a Widowmine blocking this 4th base location for Zest, in case Zest has any ideas. Phoenix count pretty big. 11 Phoenix and 28 Adepts. Missile turrets fending them off, though. Here inside the main base, TY does not want to allow those Phoenix inside his main Ghost Academy here for TY. All right, observers are out for Zest. There really shouldn't be any more Widowmines on Zest's side of the map, even though there is still the one at a potential 4th base location. Marines scouting out for TY, trying to see what is up. What is up with that 4th Command Center constructing right now for TY. And like I said, the clock is ticking. Zest needs to do something else here. Disruptor, Colossus, I mean, Tempest, anything but Adept Phoenix. I just haven't seen this work for Protoss players past the 11 or 12 minute mark, which is where we are right now. TY has his army. He's got +2/+2 done on his biological units. He's got a bunch of Liberators. He has medevacs. He's got Widowmines. He's looking like he has exactly what he wants against this composition. +2 armor is on the way for Zest, but it's not there yet. +1/+1 still for these ground units. 4th base on the way for Zest. Harassed a little bit by TY, but recognizing there's an army here. Liberators setting up defender mode circles. The Adepts don't care about that. Getting right on top of these units with the Adepts, trying to kill what they can. The Phoenix need to kill these medevacs first of all. Getting focused down by the Marines, though. Oh, the Phoenix cloud evaporating. The Adepts are gone as well, and that's it. A good game out of Zest. Zest is defeated, and TY is victorious. Yeah, I mean, just kind of like what I said there. We passed the 11-minute mark, 12-minute mark. The Terran army did very well against the Adepts and the Phoenix. That final battle was pretty decisive there. I mean, we ended up with 38 Marines, 8 Marauders, 3 Liberators, no attacking units at all for Zest. He just lost everything in that battle. 18,000 resources lost for the Protoss and 8,000 for Terran. So, we'll see if Zest can switch things up in game number 2. Possibly get his strategy done a little bit earlier. Possibly move into something else. We'll see. We'll see what's coming up in game number 2 in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to this best of 5 between TY and Zest from Katowice 2016, and this is going to be game number 2 on Abyssal Reef, the ladder edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player currently up 1-0 on his Protoss opponent's Scum. It is TY. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Zest, currently down 1-0, but it's early. It is early yet in this best of 5. I really don't see any reason for Zest fans to worry too much about this series. Zest is a very capable Protoss player. Yeah, TY is scary, but Zest is good at what he does. And we'll see if he does the same thing he did last time. I feel like TY read it perfectly. He saw the Adept Phoenix strategy. He made a lot of Widowmines, which he knew Zest couldn't handle because he didn't have a robotics facility. and then just kind of waited for upgrades to kick in, and then suddenly the adepts evaporated, the Phoenix evaporated, and that was all she wrote. I mean, good target firing by TY as well in that final battle, basically saying the Phoenix are dead, because if the Phoenix can't kill my Medivacs, my guys are pretty much immortal against these adepts, and that was it. It was just great play all the way around from TY. Really, no complaints about that game one at all. Barracks on the way from TY. Gateway coming up for Zest as well. And one gate expanding. It looks like Zest based on this probe location. There it is. There's the expansion. There's the scouting SCV, which TY is doing very beautifully. I love the worker scout, you guys. Just knowing what your opponent is doing in the first couple minutes of the game is just invaluable. Cybercore on the way. Second assimilator coming up next for Zest here. About 1 minute and 35 seconds into this match. Boom! There it is, Reaper coming in for TY. This Reaper's name is John Wick's Bird. You guessed it, after watching the massacre of John Wick's puppy, spoiler alert, that night, John Wick's bird swore it would take its revenge on those who committed the murder of its dog best friend. It then proceeded to fly out of the atmosphere, but it got suddenly captured by the Terran army, got forcefully suited into a Reaper outfit. Its only goal now is to survive the battle and find the humans who killed John Wick's dog. So this is John Wick's bird, which I don't remember seeing one in the movie, but it's possible he had one. We didn't exactly get a straight-up tour of John Wick's house in John Wick 1, or really in John Wick 2, which I guess no spoilers there either. Super good at the same time, though. Man, the John Wick series, super fun stuff. Keanu's just best at doing action stuff. Don't make him act that much. Give him some lines, make him do kung fu and things, and shoot stuff, and he'll give you what you want. If that's what you want. Actually, just hanging back is John Wick's bird. I guess if you're trying to survive the battle, this is not a bad way to do it. Surviving by staying at home, right? I mean, it might be cowardly, but if you're just trying to live, then who's going to complain, right? Who's going to complain? Regardless, the Reaper, John Wick's bird, is now coming across the map. What are we doing? What do we got here? Stargate opening from Zest again. So Stargates, we're just going to do the same. It is Adepts, it is Stargates. I just feel like this might be the same thing. Here comes our Reaper, TY's John Wick's bird, just trying to get a scout off. I think the Adepts are, yeah, the Adepts kill him. Sorry, John Wick's bird, not to assume your gender. Did get a Kitty 8 charge off and knock some of those probes away, but got a perfect scout. Like, saw exactly what's coming in here, saw the Stargate opening out of the blue Protoss player, and Oracle coming in from Zest. This Oracle's name is Heinrich. Once again, not entirely sure that is traditionally a female name, but we're not going to discriminate here. This can definitely be Heinrich, the female Oracle. And going to move on out to try to murder some stuff. And TY just making a bunch of Marines, as that's the best way to handle either early Adepts, as we see here, right? Marines are just, they don't get two-shot anymore, and that last sliver of health, that one piece of health they have left after 2 shots from an Adept is enough to make them very scary. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, it makes sense logically, not at first glance, but it does make sense. A bunker coming up for TY just outside this third base location for Zest. Zest does not see this because buildings have terrible vision when they're under construction. Yeah, so there's a bunker here. There's Marines going to harass the third base and fall back to the bunker, which is beautiful. Oracle, Heinrich coming in. The cats are away. The mice will play. But there's a Phoenix coming out of that starport. Yeah, there we go. Phoenix chasing Heinrich away. The Marines getting some shots down on this third base. Zest just might straight up lose this third base, you guys. I don't really know how he's going to save it. There's a Widowmine here as well. No! Killing one of the Adepts that came to respond. Oh! Widowmines are so good, you guys. Adepts trying to deal with these Marines. Oh, good micro. Lifting up the wounded Marine so he doesn't die to a next shot from an Adept. TY, you are so good at this game. So good at StarCraft 2. I think this Nexus is going to fall. I don't really see how Zest saves. He's got some Phoenix and an Oracle here. It's just pulling back to the bunker is what makes this possible for TY. If there wasn't a bunker, I don't think this happens, and the third base ends up exploding. Excellent job. Zest kind of overextended a little bit there, and they get the Widowmine. Overextended, expanding a little bit early, but the Phoenix do kill the Widowmine that tried to prevent the construction of another Nexus here anytime soon. So small victory from Zest indeed. Building an engineering bay at his natural base. He's getting combat shield, he's getting stim. Again, about 5.5 minutes to start these upgrades, and they'll be done by 7 when you want to move out, whether it's a dropper just to push across the middle of the map. Whatever you feel like doing is yours. 4 Adepts going after this bunker, man. killing one Marine that didn't get inside the bunker in time. His friend did make it inside, or possibly got lifted by the medevac instead. That's probably what happened. It looks like, as the bunker is currently full. So this Marine left on the outside, but does have the medevac to retreat to if things go bad. Taking a third base here is Zest, just north of his natural base instead of north of his main, which is fine. It's a fine third base location. He'd prefer to have it a little bit farther away from the Terran, but considering there's a bunker there, he still can't kill. It's a fine place. It's a fine place indeed. So here we go. Marines moved across the map. No upgrades yet, but upgrades in store. +1 attack coming in as well for TY. More Adepts on the way. Zest is just in Adept and Phoenix we trust is what he's doing. After game 1, I just don't know. But again, that clock is just ticking. We're at 6.5 minutes in. Adepts trying to chase these Marines down. They could get some nice damage off, but no, TY has medevacs there. He's going to retreat. One Marine left behind and gets murdered by about 18 balls of plasma from the Adepts at the same time. It's a glaive cannon, but I feel like they're shooting plasma balls like most Protoss units do. By most, I mean the Adepts. Anyway, I was thinking Dragoons for some reason, but no, there are no Dragoons in StarCraft 2. Just Brood War, which again, fun game. Fun game, and other stuff, like Starbow has it as well, and Vanguard. All right, Revelation tossed down on TY's things by our Oracle Heinrich. Heinrich has no kills, but Revelation will be handy for the most of the rest of the game here. Adepts warping into this third base. Adept count getting a little high. 19 Adepts on the ground, 8 Phoenix in the sky, and a single Heinrich there. Third base under construction by TY. Inside his main base here, going to land it just south of his main. Marines have Revelation on them. Kind of running back and around, and Liberator count revealed for Zest because of this Revelation. Couple SCVs die. Why do a couple SCVs die? Well, maybe there was SCVs down here by this bunker, but all the Adepts finally rid themselves of this bunker and let that Marine live, the Marine who was running away. Maybe there were SCVs over here. Seems impossible, or seems possible. Here we go, Marines, Widow Mines, Liberators, sneaking across the map, and by sneaking, I mean going straight across the map. There's already an Observer out for Zest, learned his lesson from game number 1. Widow Mines won't be as much of a problem, and here we go. Phoenix going after the Liberators immediately. Marines trying to take out the Phoenix, but Adepts doing a great job on the ground this time. The Marine count is actually starting to fall fairly precipitously here. The Liberator count is currently down to 0, and the medevacs are forced to retreat empty. Everybody dead. This is kind of, again, what happens in the middle of battles 8.5 minutes in compared to 12.5 minutes into this type of PvT. So excellent job, Zest, winning that one, going for the counterattack. Is up 102 to 85 total supply. I believe we saw this in game 1, though, and it still didn't work out all that well for Zest. He might have overextended, sending his Adepts into this mineral line of the natural base, well, on Newkirk Precinct, not on Abyssal Reef, but might have overextended a little bit, lost a bunch of Adepts, and then kind of lost the lead in the process. So he's going to be a little bit more circumspect, a little more patient here. A drop sneaking down here from TY with Widow Mines coming down the far left edge of the map. The Phoenix might be looking for him, but instead they're kind of sitting by the open door of TY's natural, killing 3-4 SCVs who are on the front lines just building stuff or hanging out. That is not where you want to be, is on the front lines of a Terran base if there are Phoenix in the air anywhere near you. Here comes the drop from TY, just not using those boosters yet, being very patient. How drops used to be in earlier patches of StarCraft 2. 59 to 46 Harvesters. Zest has the lead there. Resources lost, about 5,000 for the Terran compared to 3,000-ish for the Protoss. So again, pretty cost efficient. That timer is clicking though. Click, click, ticking, tick, tick, tick. I might keep saying clicking, probably. Widow Mines dropping here in the natural base of Zest. One dropping and getting 4 kills. The other one trying to drop here inside the main base. Should get off. I don't see anything stopping this from happening. All the probes do run, leaving one probe as a sacrifice. And then maybe bringing an observer back home to try to deal with this. The Phoenix do chase down the medevac as the medevac flies into the sky, or up to the surface, as this is actually an underwater map as it turns on out. What do we got here? We got some Widow Mine, or Warp Prism action. It's a W word. Bear with me. Ghost Academy on the way from TY, +1 air weapons and +2 ground weapons coming up. That's something that I don't think we saw from Zest, was the +2 attack upgrade. Perhaps didn't feel like he could afford it after losing those early Adepts in game number 1, but they're alive now. Adept count is a healthy 37, 9 Phoenix in the sky. We've got 29 Marines, 2 Liberators, 3 Medevacs, and 6 Marauders. third base, fourth base on the way from TY. Third base has already landed. Warp Prism dropping inside the main base here. A ton of Adepts warping in. Liberators trying to kill that Warp Prism, but can't get it before they finish the transfer. Adepts getting out of the circles of doom, warping their way on down. A big attack at the third base as well. Adepts is doing an excellent job here, being everywhere at once right now, trying to deal damage to the natural. No, don't kill the supply depot Adepts at the natural. Kill the SCVs. What is happening? Meanwhile, big old Adept Marine Marauder battle. The Phoenix count is surviving. This time around, Phoenix count a very healthy number, and that's it. A good game out of TY. 10 Phoenix survived that battle. Only 2 Marines remaining for TY, 2 Liberators and a Viking. Wow, and that was it. So again, 11 minutes, much different from 12 and a half. It just is. We'll take a look at the upgrades here. +1 was done. +2 on the way. Not there yet. It's just sometimes it's just that simple. In this matchup is how soon can the Adept Phoenix player win the game? If it's 11 minutes, good chance. 12 and a half, 13 minutes, bad chance. So nice job, Zest, tying up the series here. 1-1 in this best of 5. Resets it to a best of 3. Whoever wins 2 of the next 3 games is going to be our victor in this best of 5. All right, so moving on to game number 3, coming up in just a second. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game number 3 of this best of 5 between TY and Zest from Katowice 2016. And this is Proxima Station. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the Red Terran player. It is TY. And in the top right side of the map, we have the Blue Protoss player. It is Zest. All right, so series is tied up 1-1 here. Zest making his Adept Phoenix style work in game number 2. And I feel like I'm making this too simple, but it's just if you can win by 11 minutes, you're going to be fine. As Protoss, if you can't win by that time with this strategy, you're just going to lose. You can't tech switch out of it. You've invested too much into it already. Trying to go for Disruptor or something else is just not going to happen. At that point of the game, the Terran player is going to have +2/+2, have a huge army, have the ability to come steamroll you. So get it done early is what I recommend to Protoss players trying to mimic this Zest style. Honestly, I'd like to see something different here of Zest. I mean, I know he beat TY with this strategy, so why fix it if it ain't broke? But I don't know. I mean, it is good to see the back and forth, though, right? TY goes for a lot of Widow Mines in game number 1, which Zest was not prepared for, so he makes an early robotics facility in game number 2, gets some early observers, and that helps immensely in game number 2, allowing him to go for that win. So let's see what TY does here. Is TY going to go for more Widow Mines, assuming Zest will possibly skip robotics facility this time? I love the Worker Scout. Again, we see some both players. SCV here just getting to the Protoss base, and we have a probe checking things out in the Terran base as well. It is a Reaper coming in from TY. This Reaper's name is going to be Robbie Rotten. He was thrown into a Reaper suit after being charged guilty of trying to capture Sporticus. I haven't really watched a single second of Lazy Town. I've seen some of the memes, especially the memes more popular back, I don't know, 2008, 2009, 2010. Older ones, right? Older memes, but they check out, sir. And, yeah, Robbie Rotten, the bad guy, generally, who's just lazy and tries to make other people be lazy so they get fat and stuff. It's a very health-conscious show, Lazy Town, with a lot of scary prosthetic faces and things. Not wonderful for kids, I would say, but at the same time, not terrible either. Proxy Factory from TY just outside the natural base of Zest. This could be really good. This could be really good out of TY. Where is our Reaper? Playing defense. Robbie Rotten, again, too lazy to move out, right? He's not going to go across the entire map. He's going to stay here and see if the enemy comes to him. And if his superiors don't like it, too bad for them. Although Robbie Rotten has made a bit of a comeback, I'd say, at least on the Reddit. I've seen some memes involving him and like duplicates of Robbie Rotten in one of the episodes. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I try to keep up on the internet culture. I'm only 34. I'm not, not 40 or anything. Good heavens. Good heavens, no. Robbie Rotten not getting shot at by this Mothership Core who's coming clear across the map. Has some designs on. Oh, but TY landing the factory inside Zest Natural. Oh, we've seen this. Who did this? Somebody did this a couple of weeks ago, but maybe they got the idea from TY. So here we go. Proxying a Widow Mine factory inside the natural base of Zest. Inside. Oh, we can see it. Zest can see this. Why is he not? Mothership Core harassing this natural base of TY and actually forcing the SCVs and the mule to flee for a moment, but Reaper here for TY trying to do stuff. Robbie Rotten just scouting more than anything else. Widowmine trying to get up here and burrow, and does manage to burrow, but away from the mineral line, which is what you want. Robbie Rotten here getting some damage off, still has no kills. An Oracle on the way. This Oracle's name is Amy, CEO of a big movie company. Amy's constant use of all caps in her emails gathered nothing but hatred from her employers. Let's see if Robbie Rotten dies real quick. And he does. He does end up getting killed there. Revelation tossed down by Amy to get that Widowmine as well. And now another Widowmine getting burrowed just next to the factory. Out of range of real danger here. But Amy's backstory continues. Where is she? There's Amy. Finally, when Terran Cybersecurity discovered that Amy's company had leaked millions of sensitive documents to the rival Protoss Dark Army, Amy was exiled from Terran worlds. Surrendering herself to the Protoss, her brain was placed into an Oracle ship, and now she flies around doing her Oracle thing. Dang, that's a dark story. So Amy used to be Terran, but she messed up, and her company leaked a bunch of documents. I'm not sure if she was responsible for that, right? It doesn't say that she did it, just that her company was responsible. A drop inside the main base from TY, going after all of these probes. This Oracle can't deal with this many Marines, especially not with medevac support. Oh no, there are Adepts on the ground though. Two Adepts, a Phoenix, and an Oracle. Is it enough? It's enough to make TY retreat, is what it is. Another Widowmine burrows itself up here in the natural base, very close to the minerals though. Another firing Widowmine does have a kill. Is that an Adept that it killed? Revelation killing another one of these Adept. The Adept runs and does manage to reburrow itself with 2 hit points. Oh, does get killed. Revelation persists even after you burrow. Forgot about that. Drop back inside the main base. There are enough Adepts to handle that, though. TY forced again to retreat. Where is Amy? Amy's here trying to do more Revelation stuff on this continued Widowmine harassment. Widowmine firing. Can take the shot. Can the Phoenix? Enough to kill basically another Widowmine that's trying to get inside the main base. So there's one Widowmine on the ground in the natural base. Fairly close to the Nexus of Zest. Not really going to endanger any probes. Another Widowmine popping out here and actually getting blocked by a pylon. No, sneaking past the pylon. Getting right inside the natural base. Another drop here. Getting chased away inside the main. Widowmine does fight. Does that 6 probe kills? Hold on. I left just as soon as that happened. Where are you? Comes on up. Drop up here by TY. A lot of Adepts here. A lot of Phoenix as well. Just get out. Just get out, TY. Widowmine burrows itself. The attention is elsewhere. And oh my gosh, he has 6 kills. 6 kills on that Widowmine. 45 to 39 harvesters. TY has a nice lead. He's making a 3rd base back home. He really hasn't been bothered, except for that little bit of mothership core harassment at the natural base early on, but I don't think that even killed anything, did it? No, I really don't think it did. Is there still more Widowmine stuff here? Finally, the Phoenix forcing the factory away. Well, Adepts forcing it to lift, and then Phoenix forcing it to fly away. And then landing on the other side of the debris, where it's not easy for Zest to access and kill it. As it turns out, you can't really get down there without going clear around. And there's more debris here you can knock down if you want to access that. But in general, back down this way and all the way up, it's a long walk, and it leaves your base mostly undefended. Phoenix killing a single Marine that is in the middle of the map, just chilling like a villain. And Phoenix Oracle flying into potential 3rd base location. Missile turret will finish. Marines are defending it. Again, no upgrades on these dudes yet, but +1 attack stim are on the way. No combat shield on the way. He's skipping combat shield this time around as TY. I wonder what that is all about. Adepts coming across the map again. Zest recognizing I have a window. I've got resonating glaives on the way. It's not quite there yet. Factory still flying around, just kind of scouting things out now, checking to see this 3rd base of Zest, how saturated it is. Phoenix trying to do stuff inside the main of TY, getting chased away by Marines and a Viking. Adepts trying to waltz in here to the natural base, but 2 Liberators and a ton of Marines on the ground, enough to make them run away. Factory getting photon overcharged out of there, out of that 3rd base, and it is in exile now. It is gone. All right, Zest, here we go. Time is ticking. Resonating glaives on the way, getting more Phoenix, getting more Adepts, getting +1 ground weapons, +1 air weapons. And TY skipping combat shield, which I don't know if I agree with that. It seemed to making your Marines a little tankier. Seems like a good thing. All right, so Adepts on the ground by the factory. Phoenix not anywhere near it, though. Revelation thrown down, first of all, on the army, and then coming back to make sure that TY doesn't move out without Zest knowing about it. So this factory is going to die, is what it's going to do. Have we? I just had the thought, man, maybe I've cast this game before on my channel. Maybe that's what the proxy factory was. Does this seem familiar? This might seem familiar to some of you. Whatever, it's part of a series. We're going to finish it off. The factory does get killed by the Adept Phoenix combination. The Adepts get the killing blow, though, and it explodes, pieces of it falling off the space station onto the Earth below. Actually, not an Earth below, just a planet of some kind below. Do you think all these little sparkly things are, like, civilization? Or do you think there's something else and most of the world is barren? I don't know. Can't quite tell. +1 air weapons on the way from the TY. Got Phoenix flying around. Amy is in the midst of them, ready to throw Revelation down whenever necessary. She's willing to do her part for the Protoss army to kill the Terrans who exiled her. Marine trying to scout again, just keeps getting picked up. Keep getting picked up by these Phoenix and moited. Revelation thrown down on these Marines. Any combat shield yet? Yes, combat shield is almost done. Thank goodness. Air weapons level 1 completing at the same time. All right, so +2 infantry weapons, +1 infantry armor on the way. Ghost Academy coming up from TY. Really likes what he's doing with this Ghost Academy. Hasn't really had much occasion to use it yet. I don't think we really saw any ghosts in game 1 or 2. They didn't have enough time to really pop out based on the timing of that Ghost Academy, but who knows? This game could go a little bit longer. Indeed it could. Phoenix trying to kill medevacs. They get 1 medevac. Taking some shots from the missile turret here inside the main base, but picking off those medevacs is kind of what the Phoenix are here for. Right? Adepts do pretty well against Marines and Marauders, but with the healing going on, it changes up that factor immensely. 4th base on the way, actually landed and completed. By landed, I mean warped in, because that's what Protoss buildings do. They don't land anywhere. 4th base here on the right side by Zest, 69 to 69 harvesters from both of our players. 3 ghosts in production at once for TY. EMP would be really good here. EMP in general against Protoss is an underused and very good spell. I'd like to see it from more Terrans, but TY, maybe he'll use it. Maybe he will use it today. I mean, I can't think what else it would be. Steady targeting is bad against really small units, better against big target units. EMP is good. Nukes are okay, but you have to make them, and then they maybe won't land. I don't know. Phoenix flying around, just really want to kill those medevacs, but TY is babysitting them extremely well. The medevacs continue to stay in the middle of a giant group of Marines. +1/+1 done on those dudes. +2 attack finishing up for TY now, and time is a-ticking. 10 minutes and 38 seconds into this game. Zest has got to be feeling the pressure. Is he expanding again? Doing a proxy gateway down here on the bottom side. Very middle bottom of the map. He has all of Adepts down here. I don't know how he gets them anywhere to attack anything, although TY has taken a 4th base at his gold, so that could be a target, but it's going to be a planetary fortress. Difficult for Adepts to kill. Oh, and here we go. Adepts sneaking right on in here. The entire army is here, though. Phoenix assist. You have to assist Phoenix. The Adepts can't do it on their own. The Phoenix showing up a little bit late. There are so many Vikings. Oh, that went really poorly for Zest. He's forced to retreat. The Adepts tried to hold their own against +2 Marines with Stim and Combat Shield with Medevac support, but they just can't do it. They need the Phoenix up on overhead, taking down the Medevacs, but this Viking count is actually 8. It's a lot of Vikings in the sky right now. Where are our ghosts? Were there ghosts in this? It's hard to see sometimes with the smallness of the ghost inside the Terran army. Makes them hard to target, actually, your opponents. Who try to target ghosts, they sneak in here really, really well. Are there any ghosts? I don't think there are any ghosts in this army. Adepts think about going for it. No, Planetary Fortress, bad news bears. Bad news bears for Protoss, who try to sneak up to a Terran army with a PF support. Just so much damage. All right, here are the ghosts. Here are the ghosts. They have EMP, they have steady targeting, they have cloak, they have nuke, but I don't see any nukes in production for TY. You don't really see those in tournament level games. Like Beyond likes to do it on ladder. Polt likes to do it on ladder, but I mean, I don't really see them doing it in situations like this, where it's tied 1-to-1 at Katowice. It's too much of a risk, is what it is. So TY really getting frisky here. He's got his +2 attack, +2 armor's on the way, +3 attack coming up here as well. Cloak for the ghosts being researched. Ghosts just happily sitting in here with their biological brothers, benefiting from the upgrades as well. Throwing down 1,000,000 missile turrets. Is TY trying to do it anyway. The Adepts might prevent this from happening. They are kind of hiding in a corner, though. But SCVs, again, trying to build up a... Nope, doesn't happen. Cancels all of them. SCVs retreat. It's weird to build that many missile turrets in the middle of nowhere. But Adept straight up army against Marines and Marauders. The concave here, pretty good, actually, from our Terran player. Phoenix showing up late to the party once again. So many dead. Oh, TY throwing up a Liberator at the 3rd base of Zest, taking out so many probes. Oh, Oh, this fourth base is well under lockdown. The Phoenix are kind of getting pulled in every direction at once right now. They're trying to kill these Liberators. They're trying to assist in battles. They're just needed too much, I think. A Thor on the way from our Terran player. Resources lost. 6,000 for the Terran compared to 12,000. 11,500 for Protoss so far. It's just these battles where he tries to go straight Adept versus Marine Marauder Medevac. It just doesn't work. He's got to stop doing that. He needs to bring his Phoenix to bear. He has 23 of them. They have to be involved. Phoenix or Vikings or no Vikings. Perhaps we'll get some EMPs in this battle. Nope. Zest backs out. TY is slowly building forward a wall of missile turrets. He wants to be able to fall back to missile turrets against this Phoenix count, which again is super high. +1/+1. Done on those guys as well. Phoenix they're going for it. They're going to finish the transfer. There it is. Finishing the transfer. The Phoenix again coming in late. Most of the Adepts are gone, getting chased away by the Vikings and the missile turrets, and that's it. A good game out of Zest. Zest is defeated, and TY is victorious. Ooh. Yeah, 14 minutes in, Adept Phoenix doesn't work, so TY wins game number 3. He's up 2-1. He only needs one more victory to take this best of 5 series. Can Zest force a game 5, or is this going to go poorly for our Protoss player? Stay tuned, and we'll see next in game number 4. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to game number 4 between Zest and TY here on Honor Grounds, the Ladder Edition. In the top right side of the map is the Red Terran player, TY, curling up 2-1 on his opponent, wins one more game, and he moves on to the next round, which is where you want to be in a StarCraft 2 tournament. And in the top left side of the map, his opponent, the blue Protoss player, Zest, who is in a do-or-die situation. Either he wins game number 4 or he goes home. That's it. End of the line for Zest. So Protoss fans, root hard for this guy to make it happen. And again, I'd really love to see him do something besides Adept Phoenix. I know it won him that one game, but TY seems to have it pretty well figured out by this point. Also, I don't know, I guess Zest could tell himself as well, you know what, in game number 3, my Phoenix were just late. They were late to these battles. If I do a better job keeping them with my Adepts, so they're actually participating in these battles, instead of leaving my Adepts alone to fight Marine Marauder Medevac, which is just a suicide mission, is what it is, then maybe he can turn this thing around, force a game 5, and win game 5. So I'm not going to hit on him too hard if he just uses the same strategy. I'd love to see something else. I'd love to see Disruptor. I'd love to see Colossus, especially with how Marine heavy TY has been in these games. Storm is also really good. Really good against Bile, really good against Vikings at the same time. We've seen Protoss players have some success against Terran using any amount of splash damage, but Zest seems to just not be interested in doing that. He knows the strategy he's using is good up to the first 11 or 12 minutes, and if he can win there, he'll be just fine. Expansion on the way from Zest. Very safe location for the expansion here on Honor Grounds, and it is a Reaper coming out for TY, and he's expanding behind it as well. So this Reaper's name is the Seer. He predicted that the little Reaper who couldn't would actually do something amazing. Truly, he can see the future. Do you guys remember the little Reaper who couldn't? That was one submitted, man, probably a month ago now. But it was just the little Reaper who couldn't, because Reapers don't usually do a whole lot, so somebody predicted that their Reaper wouldn't do anything either. Ended up getting like 4 kills, like 4 worker kills, and like a Marine kill as well, something like that, something just dead impressive. So this is the Seer, this is the Reaper who saw that happening, probably sees the results of his own play as well, and might actually predict his own death, which could be a little problematic. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. The zoom levels just aren't, I don't know, they're just so incremental compared to each other sometimes. I just can't tell where I am from occasion to occasion. Yeah, robotics facility first out of Zest here. He might be switching this thing up. He's making Unadept, which isn't out of the ordinary for early Protoss play these days. Zealots are just kind of out. They're not good. Not as good as Adepts anyway. A double Hellion opening from TY. Okay, he's switching it up as well. I haven't seen any Hellions from TY in the series at all to this point. Twilight Council coming up after the robotics facility for Zest. Expansion just now popping in there for TY, immediately upgrading that into an orbital command with that upgrade ability. And yeah, gonna do some Hellion play. Okay, is he gonna wait for 4? No, he's just got 2. Just got 2 moving out across the map right now. There are Widow Mines in production for TY as well. Zest just kind of waiting on those buildings to finish, and we'll see what he does after that. His front door is nowhere near closed, but he does have a Mothership Core. He does have Photon Overcharge. Adept getting a shot off on the Hellions, but they're so fast. They get right in here, going after these probes. Is there a pylon? He doesn't have a pylon near his mineral line. Oh, no. Oh, no, Zest. Why? Hellions getting some damage off. Oh, Photon Overcharge taking that Hellion down, but he had some nice probe kills lined up here. Look at how weak these are. 1 hit point on each of these. Couldn't get it, though. Actually, only 1 probe died there in exchange for our Reaper, who came into the attack as well, ended up getting killed, and a Hellion. So, despite the fact Zest really didn't have a good answer for that, he held it off pretty well. So, nicely done there by Zest. Observer flying into the natural base of TY. Will come to the main base eventually. See the starport actually getting a tech lab on the starport. I'm not sure if that's for going to swap it over to the barracks or what. He's got, oh, TY is making tanks for the first time as well. Marines really want to kill that observer, but I don't think 3 of them or 2 of them are enough to kill it before it can escape. So just forcing it away. Bit of a dance there by TY, letting Zest know that his observer was there. Letting him know it was there. Bit of a drop. 2 Widow Mines and 3 Marines. But Stalkers, first Stalkers in the series, actually taking down the Widow Mine first of all. Widow Mine does fire, ends up getting 2 kills, but getting cleaned out thanks to the Observer Stalker combination, and the medevac escapes with 2 Marines, and that's about it. Gonna unload them anyway here at the natural base, as 2 Marines are better than none, and they can kill probes pretty darn quickly. But is our medevac ready to go? Our medevac is not ready to boost, but is doing a good job staying out of range of the Stalkers regardless. So, all right, I'm liking this game. I'm liking what we're seeing out of Zest, making some Stalkers and Observers to deal with early Widow Mine stuff. Gorgeous things. Tank and Liberator production on the way from TY, getting Combat Shield earlier than he did in game number 3. And a Robotics Bay coming in for Zest. All right, so he is definitely switching this up. We are not going Mass Adept, Mass Phoenix at all. I think a fact that TY has gathered at this point, he saw those Stalkers and said, oh, I don't, if you're going to go Adept Phoenix, you got to start that Adept count pretty early. You got to start that Phoenix count pretty early, and there's not even a Stargate here for Zest. Extended Thermal Lance and Colossus. Actually going Colossus is Zest in a do-or-die game. Oh! Okay, so the number of Marines TY has, encouraging. The number of tanks TY has, not maybe as encouraging for the Protoss. Tanks are okay against Colossus, which you really want are Vikings or Marauders, though, if you're a Terran player. So we'll see how long it takes him to figure out there are Colossus coming at you. The first one has started production right now. +1 attack, +1 armor being researched at the same time. Additional gateways coming in for our friend Zest. And Stalker's just trying to harass a little bit at the front door of TY. He sees the tanks, so good scout there by these Stalkers. Recognizing, okay, there are tanks. I'm going to make some Zealots here to absorb the damage from the Marines and the tanks especially, but it looks like TY is committing to this push. He could have just gotten rid of the Stalkers and gone home, but instead he's moving across the map with his tanks, with his Marines. His Marine count is 13. He's got 2 Marauders and 3 tanks with a Liberator. I'm not sure where the Liberator is. Oh, here it is at the natural base. Killing probes. Has 3 of them. Why would not put a pylon right here, Zest? Either way, the Stalkers are going to do it. They're going to take down the Liberator and losing a Stalker in the process. Attack at the front, though. Here comes TY. Tanks right on this ramp. Oh, good harassment at the back, distracting Zest from what's going on at his front door, and TY decides to go home. Interestingly enough, he didn't want to get surrounded there. I think the Stalkers were going to surround him, and then the Colossus come at the front and help with that, and TY just kind of sniffed it out and said, no, we're going to set up out here for a minute. There is an Observer scouting this, which is great. From Zest, more medevacs bringing reinforcements to the front for our Terran player. Colossus trying to kill this missile turret that TY built at his front door. They get it with some Zealot and Immortal pressure there. Stalker's coming in saying, you want to siege my front? I'll just go ahead and Stalker you right in your 3rd base. And actually good enough. Forcing a pause anyway on the 3rd command center. Is this enough? I don't think that's enough Marines to hold. Widow Mine does get all blinks away from it. That's gorgeous. I love the blink away from the Widow Mine shot. I mean, players that can pull that off just impress me so very, very much. I think you can get up there and do some more damage, Zest. He's going for it. 2 Marauders now, though, with +1 attack for TY, and it's going to be, I mean, just harassment. He's not going to take down the command center, I don't think. He's not sending any reinforcements across the map, and TY is continuing to get reinforcements here. Again, Marauders are so good against Stalkers, but he's trying. It's getting repaired, though. And finished construction. SCV does get picked off. Building it? No, actually doesn't. Charge forward by TY forces the Stalkers away. And this group at the front door of Zest is getting bigger by the minute. There are Marines here with that +1 attack. Again, +1 armor just now getting started. So we'll be here for a while. but I'm not sure how much that actually matters considering the tanks, the 3 tanks that are sitting here for TY at the front door of Zest. There's a Marine kind of scouting around for TY, looking for additional bases, making sure Zest doesn't take in a third somewhere else, because he kind of has a stranglehold on the 2 standard locations for thirds. So here comes, yeah, Zest is coming. TY just bails. He's like, I don't have enough to handle this many Zealots and 3 Colossus and an Immortal and Stalkers. So he decides he's going to back on out. Retreating back home, Warp Prism with Zealots. A Zealot Warp Prism drop for Zest coming up along the top side of the map. Going to land here inside the natural base and might do some damage. There's a single missile turret, but that's about it. Defending that for TY. Army's more at the front door, protecting the third. Back door is kind of wide open. Immortals on the way from Zest. I love Immortals against Terran, especially if you're Marauder or tank heavy. It just makes a ton of sense. I like what Zest is doing. I really like what Zest is doing here. Continuing to get those upgrades. +2 attack on the way. +2 armor coming up at the same time. Not skimping on the upgrades. Recognizing how important they are against Terran. Quadruple pumping Vikings, though, is TY. Oh, he recognizes the threat of the Colossus and says, I'm going to make 1,000,000 Vikings. How's that sound to you? Templar Archives coming in for Zest. Going to be Storm. Is it going to be Storm? I hope so much it is Storm. This Warp Prism's doing nothing. Zest. I keep looking at the minimap. I'm like, it's really time to move out now. There's a single missile turret defending this natural base. You get your Zealots in there, you're going to do a ton of damage. Is he waiting for +2 to be done? Does +2 take out SCVs in 2 shots instead of 3 or something? It seems like that's something I should know. I just actually don't. Yeah, ground weapons level 2 finishing up. Armor level 2 finishing up as well. We're going to come to a head. Stalkers coming across the map. See a giant Terran army coming for them. They pull back to the safety of their Colossus. And yeah, Zest actually was waiting for +2. So he's going to go ahead and unload here. There are charge lots as well. Actually going to do a lot of damage to this SCV line. Marauders getting dropped on top of them, though, exactly what you want. The Warp Prism trying to run, but there's so many Vikings. Oh, dead. Attack at the front door. Vikings are gone. Attack the third base. Do it. Do it now, Zest. Your window is so small. Zealot surviving somehow inside the main base of TY. Look at this dude go. 5 kills already. SCV's running for their lives. Marines and Marauders come to clear him out. He's retreating back to the safety of a corner, but no, they saw you go there, Zealot. You're completely dead now. Templar, there we go. Templar warping in either Archons or Templar. I'm okay with either one right now. It's going to be Archons out of Zest. Resources lost to this point. 1,300 for the Protoss and 2,500 for the Terran. Amazing job so far out of Zest, but can he hold on is going to be the question. He's got his +2/+2 Stalkers just trying to keep TY in his own base. 4th base is done for TY, though. It's going to be a planetary fortress, which is bad news. I don't know that Zest needs a 4th at this point, but it seems like it would be pretty nice. I love the Storm. Again, not getting Storm. I love the Archons. I love the Archons, the Colossus, the Zealots, the Stalkers, possibly more Zealots. No, he's got enough. I think he has enough. Got 21. Oh, going for the gold base. Knocking down the rocks at this gold base on his corner of the map. I like it. I like it. Let's go for that one. Moving out again is TY. His Viking count is good. He has 12 versus 4 Colossus. I don't think those Colossus will stand very well. And here we go. Committing a little bit. The Vikings kind of hanging back. They don't really want to commit unless the Colossus are engaged in the battle here. So both players kind of dancing back and forth. Nobody wants... Again, on these winner-go-home games, people get a little bit more conservative, right? TY doesn't want to lose, doesn't really want to lose something due to overextending and go to a Game 5. Zest doesn't want to overextend and just go home. So we're just kind of being a little bit more dancy than we normally would be. Liberator for TY, trying to sneak on up to this natural base where Liberators have had some success previously. But again, pylon placement actually still doesn't have a pylon covering their very back of this mineral line for whatever reason. +2/+2 finishing for the Marines, the Marauders, and the Ghosts, of which I don't think there are any today. Nope, no Ghosts. Dark Shrine on the way from Zest. This is turning into a pretty macro-heavy game. Stalkers walking right into Liberator circles to kill a Liberator, then backing out. Don't know if that was entirely cost-efficient, but lowering that Liberator count is going to be very important in the long run here for Zest. 5th base attempted for TY. Dang, TY building a 6th base as well. If you're going to leave me alone, I'll do this, says TY. But going for it. Zealots in the front, absorbing a lot of the damage here. Archon's doing terrible splash damage on all of the Marines and the Marauder. Colossus doing the same thing. Stalkers and Archons need to focus down the Vikings. Viking count still doing fairly well. There are 3 of them, and SCV's forced to pull off the line to defend here at the same time. Disruptor comes in, gets a couple kills Nicely done, but there are still Vikings in the sky. That Colossus is going to fall. Enough Marines to take down the Immortals. The Colossus are gone. The Stalkers are gone. Boosh. And Terran wins that battle. Some Zealots come in a little bit late, and they are going to kill some Marines, but good kiting on display from TY. 37 SCVs lost their lives in that battle. It's 48 to 32 workers right now. Zest has a beautiful worker count lead, but this 5th base by TY, Mules being called down. 6th base constructed next to the rocks on his corner. Actually, the other corner. Oh, and that's it. Zest with a good game. Zest is defeated, and TY is victorious at 13 minutes and 57 seconds. What was left? I guess, okay. Okay, fair enough. TY had 17 Marines, 5 Ghosts, 2 Tanks, 3 Liberators, 3 Vikings, 5 Medevacs. And Zest only had 2 Stalkers and 3 Zealots. So, okay, that did not go as well. He lost the battle, but lost it pretty badly, is what it turns out. Resources lost. Actually, Zest pulls ahead in the resources lost count, which is not where you want to be. Sitting at about 1,300 resources compared to maybe 12 for TY. So, units lost here. 32 Zealots, 4 Archons, 4 Colossus, 19 Stalkers. TY, 59 Marines, 5 Liberators, 10 Vikings, and 48 SCVs. Man, only Terran can lose like 50 workers and consistently win in StarCraft 2. He could afford to do it, right? He could afford to lose those SCVs because he knew he had more bases. He knew he had a bigger army. If the SCVs could help turn that battle into something way more one-sided than it otherwise would be, totally worth it. Totally worth it to him, and he did, and he pulled it off. So, great job by TY. Moves on to the next round, and Zest goes home. Oh, Zest. Zest, I gotta give you props, man. I gotta give you credit for trying something different in game number 4. I loved it. I loved what you're doing. It's just too many Vikings, I think. Maybe going Colossus and allowing the Terran player to get those Vikings out was a problem. Storm might have been better than Archons? I don't want to second guess. But maybe it would have helped out. Either way, TY moves on to the next round. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload and a best of 5, no less. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.